Yo, so what is up, guys? It's me, Noah, here today to give you guys some more Battlefield 4 news. Sorry, first off, again, apologizing as always. I seem to apologize every video. I don't even know. Something always seems to happen. I said in my last video I was going to start uploading videos more often, and then, everything got screwed up. And my computer decided to get AIDS, and I had to go get it, vaccinated or whatever. But now it's okay. I've got it back, and we are going to give you guys the latest news that I have heard thus far. So let's get right into it, because I'm so pumped about this game that it is ridiculous, because I'm just insanely ready for it. So first off, let's talk about when this game might possibly come out, because I'm sure everybody's wanting to know. It is definitely, well, I wouldn't say definitely, because there's not 100% proof, but more likely than not, it is going to be coming out in October, because Battlefield games always seem to come out in October. They have, and EA first-person shooters tend to, besides Crysis, and so odds are it's going to be coming out October. And one thing I've heard is it might possibly come out on October 9th, which is good because that's my birthday, guys, and I'm going to be turning 17, and yeah, I'm going to get that game and just be playing it, and it's going to be epic on my birthday to get Battlefield 4. If that is it. If it is not, then I'll probably sit in a corner in the fetal position and cry myself to sleep that night. But anywho, we are now going to talk about the upgrades from Battlefield 3. And first off, of course, Frostbite 3. If those of you who haven't seen the Frostbite 3 logo yet, it's pretty cool. It's really cool because the first Frostbite logo was just a handprint with the star thing in the middle, and then in Battlefield 3 they made it pixely with the same design. Now it's like shattered pieces of glass. It's pretty cool, but nobody really cares about that. But the graphics, let's talk about what its capabilities are. They're saying that this is going to have it's going to have even greater of a degree of destruction compared to Battlefield 3, which is actually quite insane because Battlefield 3's destruction, I have to say, is top notch, and I'm so pumped to see what you can destroy. And it also is saying that the water is a lot better, which the water was pretty good in Battlefield 3, but it wasn't as realistic as it could have been. So maybe they're got their hands on a little bit of some CryEngine and can make the water really good. Who knows? But the water is supposed to be better in it as well. They also are able to the graphics are just highly polished, as in you can the pixels are a lot less visible. Every surface, everything is very smooth, which is insanely awesome. So that's gonna be pretty sweet. And if we also look, I don't even know why I said that, but the game has been confirmed to be on PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360, which is really nice because the Frostbite 3's capabilities is that its designs are very scalable, as has been said, that you can go from high-end to low-end machines, and that means that the current-gen consoles will also get a version to play as well as the next-gen consoles. They haven't said that they are releasing them on next-gen consoles yet. Well, they have, but they haven't added PS4 to it yet. I guess they're gonna wait till the new Xbox has been released before they decide to do that. However, DICE has stated that they will not be releasing Battlefield 4 for the Wii U or the PlayStation Vita because they will have to make modifications to the control setup, which will require a complete redesign of the game, which they do not want to do. That's the easy way to do it. If they don't want to do it, we can't really force them to do it. But that doesn't matter to me because I don't have either of those consoles, so I'll just stick to my Xbox and my PC. But moving on, we will talk about we're going to talk about the character models. It seems that they have added more polygons to each character, which, if you don't know what that means, it's basically what makes up the character in order for it to move without it looking too stiff or anything like that. Like older games, they used less polygons on their figures, which made them very stiff when they moved around. And Battlefield 3 itself had a ton of polygons in their figures compared to any Call of Duty game. Call of Duty doesn't have very many polygons in their character models. It's actually on the lower side, but it still looks decent what they are able to do with it. But Battlefield 3 had so many polygons, and they just, the movement in Battlefield 3 was so intense. But I can kind of see that Battlefield 4 is going to have more polygons in each character model, because when I watched the 17-minute gameplay video, it's just the movement was just so swift and so agile, and just it was just very realistic the way they ran, and I think that's going to be awesome, And as well as they have worked on lighting, but they have also stated that DICE has stated that they do not want to focus on the lighting as much as they had in the previous games, or as in the previous game, Battlefield 3, because because players are more looking forward to the experiences that they will see in it. So they have, of course, upgraded the lighting, but they haven't upgraded it so much because honestly the lighting didn't need to be upgraded too much, and they wanted to focus on more important things like the gaming experience itself for the people. And then another thing that's really cool, if we talk about the single player, is that they have added linear battlegrounds, which is, if you don't know what that is, it's basically another word for a sandbox gameplay to the single player, which they kind of had in Bad Company 2, and both Bad Company games, and you could kind of do what you wanted, but not completely. But they're saying that they're going to add more of a sandbox effect, which I'm thinking is probably going to be more like Crysis 3's sandbox, and maybe like Arma, as they've actually said that it's more like Arma. So that'd be really cool. Sandbox effect, and you can do whatever you want and play the game how you would want, which will also make the single player a little bit more memorable. More memorable, because Battlefield 3's single player, I honestly cannot say that it has stuck in my memory as much as some other games. And I'm hoping, that the single player is a lot more interesting in this game. And from the looks of it, it seems like it's going to be. And another thing that they wanted to improve in the single player was to give the players a feeling of being in the shoes of the character and connecting with their squad mates throughout the game, which, judging by the 17-minute video, that was a pretty intense video. All the guys and just the whole thing. I think they made the characters a little bit more, relatable to, because if you play Battlefield 3, it was kind of like they were just other soldiers and they were just fighting alongside you. You never had any real close moments with them or anything like that. You did have some, like whenever some of your teammates died, and it was just very emotional, those parts. But through this, they were always wearing like their helmets, and they had all their full gear on. You didn't really get to like understand them as much, but just judging by the 17-minute gameplay, it seems like these characters are like, you can actually figure out how they are to the actual character and like be in their shoes. It's pretty cool, and it gives you more of a dramatic feel, and it's just, overall it's really awesome. And in my opinion, it seems more like Medal of Honor's style of single player, not in the sandbox sort of way, but in the bonding sort of way. Because whenever I play Medal of Honor, I always feel like the other characters, I can understand them. They each have a name, they each have a certain thing about them, they each look completely different from the other. While in Battlefield 3, they kind of all look the same, honestly. But it's definitely really cool the way they're doing it. And the story is supposed to be really realistic, and they don't want to go over anybody's heads. And the critics in Hollywood have also said that it is realistic, but they don't know if it has enough drama yet. But I'm hoping that it'll be really cool. Let's see, what else can we talk about? They have downed it down a little bit. A lot of people are expecting them to do a little bit of a gung-ho type feel in it, but they are doing it in more of a Black Hawk Down angle, where you kind of get into it and it's very like intense and stuff, stuff like that, making it really cool. And that's going to be pretty intense, I think. And let's see, anything else that I can think of? I'm trying to just look through my information. DICE hasn't really released anything on the multiplayer yet, but they are said to do it in E3. And if we're lucky, they might end up doing it sooner, because I do recall, well, no, actually that never happened, but they probably are going to release it at E3, and if we get lucky, maybe a little bit sooner, who knows. But they have shown a number of vehicles in their teasers and their promotional art, and a lot of these vehicles, they've released the Mi-28, the UH-1Y Venom, and the WZ-10, which is actually a Chinese helicopter. And they've also shown the Rehib boat, RHIB, whatever you want to say. They have also released the M1 Abrams as well as the Chinese tank Type 98, and as well as a Chinese jet called the J-20, and they also apparently are really good odds that the F-22 is going to be making it as well. And if you noticed, a lot of those vehicles were Chinese weapons, and the reason for that is because there are going to actually be 3 sides in the game. It is not just going to be Americans versus Russians like it was. It is going to be Americans, Russians, and Chinese, which is very interesting. I'm not sure if they're going to have us working with the Russians or us working with the Chinese or us against both of them. Who knows? Maybe we'll find out when the game comes out, which will be definitely very interesting. I'm hoping that they release more information on it because it's going to be pretty intense. And as well as they have also said that they are going to have 64-man servers on the next-gen consoles, but they're going to have the standard 24 on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, which is going to be extremely awesome. And so yeah, that's about it, guys, and I hope you guys like the video. Also, real quick, you can pre-order the game now, and do get access to the Drone Strike expansion pack, which is going to be their first map pack, which is probably going to be like Back to Karkan, where it was a map pack that was basically released with the game at the very beginning. So if you want that, get some extra maps, get some extra unlockable weapons, there you go. Go ahead and pre-order it. There is a thing that they have at Walmart that I've noticed, which is called a reservation ticket, something like that. Reservation card that I've seen, which is pretty cool. What it is you pay $1 down, and they give you, and they hold their. Okay, I talked to a guy at Walmart about it. He said you pay the $1 because it only costs $1, and basically it's pre-ordering it, and you pay for it later. But what you do is you've pre-ordered it, you get access to the map pack that comes out, and they give you a $5. Actually, it's at Walmart and Target. So, but they give you a $5 gift card. At least Target does. They give you a $5 gift card back. So basically, you're saving like $4 because you're paying $1 and then getting $5 back. So that's $4, and then you pay the rest. You pay the other $59 or more like $64 with tax dollars back to them, and whenever you come buy the game, and they will hold the game when they get it for you. But the guy explained to me that a lot of the time people have done the reservation tickets, and they've went to claim their game, and they were out because they'd already sold them all. So that's not the most dependable thing. But if you do that, you get access to the expansion pack, which I don't see why you just don't go ahead and pre-order it. Then you have it guaranteed saved for you in the store, and you don't have to worry about that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to smack that like button and give that subscribe button just a little bit of loving, guys. I really would appreciate it. And of course, please leave comments down below. I love reading comments, guys. That's like the cool, like just being able to communicate with you guys and find out what you guys want me to do. That's something I'd really like to see more often. So if you have any recommendations for some videos down below, I want to start some series, like multiple series of just random things. Just give me recommendations down below, whether it's like stupid gun loadouts or I don't know, random. Just tell me anything, guys. But be expecting some Crysis 3 gameplay. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a first impression, even though the game's been out for like a month and a half now. But yeah, once again, guys, go ahead and subscribe, and see you guys in my next video, and peace.